Hello again, everyone. It's Sunday morning, and we had a busy Saturday with about a dozen people sat round in our back garden, and Socks and Matty the dog, and lots of friends and neighbours, and a barbecue on what felt like it could be the last sunny day of the year. I've got a feeling it's now September, which is quite nice and cool actually. Looking forward to September things. I'll let you know about what all they are as they go along. Come on, Socks. I got a parcel in the post yesterday that was brilliant. My sister sent us a huge big parcel, and part of it was a letter from my niece, Emma, who's 8. A letter to Panda, because Panda's been writing her letters and sending her drawings through this summer, unbeknownst to me, all about how to spend the summer holidays and how to have fun. And I got the most lovely letter back with pictures yesterday from Emma. First one we've had. In fact, it's not to me, it's to Panda. And it features a picture of Panda and Emma in her paddling pool, which she has in her garden now, with Candy, the pink bear, and another bear who's new. So carefully written with properly joined up handwriting. And so that was a big treat yesterday, to be treasured and kept forever. And there was a card from my sister with a book. It says, "To Paul, I saw on Facebook that you had been looking for this book. I got it in a huge free book haul a few years ago and have never read it. I hope you enjoy it. Love, Louise." Louise is 17 years younger than me. And when I was at college, she was a toddler, really. And I used to come home and read to her. I'd read Goosebumps and The Enchanted Wood and all sorts of things. And she's grown up obsessed with books. Her house is full of books as well. Anyway, the book she sent me is this huge thing, which must have cost a fortune to put in the post. Now, it's really interesting. It's called Folklore, Myths and Legends of Britain, and it was published in 1974 by the Reader's Digest. Now, last week, when I posted about my Reader's Digest book of mysteries in the UK that I got in New Mills, and I was showing off about that, there's all sorts of comments from people. And Nigel Robinson left a nice comment. Nigel, I don't know well at all. I've met him. I'm not sure I've met him. We've been at the same convention, but I don't think we got a chance to talk. He was is an editor and a Doctor Who writer, and a writer of lots of different kinds of books. Over the years, novelizations under different names. He's a proper working writer who's done everything. And I've read a lot of his stuff. And he talked about this particular Reader's Digest book of Folklore, and with this kind of horned god on the front. And he included snaps of the illustrations inside and how lavish and richly illustrated it is. And we had a bit of a chat with a few other people on there on Facebook talking about how lucky we were to be kids at a time when books were just really beautifully made. I mean, this isn't particularly for kids at all, really, but it's the kind of thing that kids, especially kids like us, would love. And they were the kinds of books that were readily available in your local library, in people's book collections at home. If there was a kind of party, a kids' party, and everybody was playing games, I'd be going through the bookshelves and the record collections of whatever house we were in, having a look. This is massive and compendious, and we were lucky to be surrounded by stuff like this. I think the kind of things they do now are just different. Not as complete, not as compendious. They're more keen to entertain than to inform, I think. As if that's the only way they can hold people's attention. But of course, these kinds of books were important because they stretched your attention span. And the way you do that is by engaging people's interest and fascination. You don't come down to their perceived level, that kind of patronizing thing of talking down to people. And I think that's what a lot of books do for adults as well. I think this idea that you have to pander to the idea of giving people an easier experience is just ridiculous. I think we have to challenge people and push them. It's just a fabulous book. I was reading, even though the print is tiny, I was reading in bed last night after we'd bidden everybody goodbye and had leftovers for supper and watched telly. I was reading the tiniest print in bed about rocks that used to be giants. Look at that. They're just really lovely drawings. I think some of these must have been commissioned especially for this. They're just not all historical. Look, a leaf has just fallen out. That would be the beginning of a magical adventure, wouldn't it? Something's going to happen with that leaf. Nigel said on his post about this that there's more leaves, that this was the beginning. This book is kind of the source of all the stories he's ever written and published, that they all stem from either literally from this book or from the love of folklore and myth that it instilled in him. And I can see that. I wonder if I would have loved this if I'd had it. I think I had to, that business of the extending your reading stamina and attention, I think maybe I needed to do that more. I was too hooked on short, snappy novels like the Terence Dicks Doctor Who books. And I think some of the more involved stuff I should have had to push me more. But I don't know, I spent all that time reading. I don't know. You can't remember exactly what you were like as a kid. I think I preferred things like the Usborne book of mysteries, The Unknown, which was quite easy to read with lots and lots of brightly coloured pictures of monsters and ghosts. This might have been, I don't know, too much. Not as an early teen though. It's really spooky. I think I would have loved that. The idea that opening the book up is opening up a little door into a very spooky world. It's also a lifetime of visits to places as well. That's what it sets you up for, like these pages on Glastonbury. If you'd read about those as a kid, and about Joseph of Arimathea and Avalon and all those things, you'd have been really keen on going. We were lucky in that we had Whitby not too far away, and the realization is that the whole country is full of places like Whitby, and that's what the likes of this kind of book tells you. Anyway, this is complete treasure. So thank you again to my sister Louise and to Emma for sending this and sending Panda a letter. Panda will be back in touch at some point soon. Okay, everyone. I'm in the middle of cooking dinner. We've got more guests coming today, and I'm cooking 2 lots of casseroles and stews at the same time. Socks is here, and he's being very noisy. He got carried away with all the company yesterday, and outside at the big table, he sat on lots of people's laps, didn't you? He was very sociable. He went to see everybody to have a little word with them. Okay, goodbye, and we'll see you again soon in the next episode. Yes, goodbye.